Let's shift gears here, Smitty. In my experience, every success story, there is, something behind that story that almost broke somebody. I would be curious to hear about a big challenge that you've overcome in your life, whether it's personal or professional, how you got through that and what you learned.
Yeah. So most recent, 2023, we were doing this business. I was trying to figure it all out on my own. This was before we went with Casago. We brought in an outside operations person, and there was a misappropriation of funds, we'll say. And so much so that it meant we weren't going to be able to pay owners. And those owners, those funds sit in trust with us that, we gather money now. Once the guest stays, then the owner gets paid. That money's in trust. We shouldn't be using that anyway. So we went through that, and it was personally painful because, you trust this person, you're building a business together, etc. And then it was financially painful in that we had to go raise money to make sure that we came out of that with the owners intact and our business intact. We did that. It was also a little humbling, rewarding maybe, I'm not sure. We did not lose a single owner through the process. And I know that we all talk about gaining trust and earning trust from the folks we work with and so forth. And I think that proved to me that doing things the right way the previous 3 years meant when something like this happened and being transparent, which we always are, being transparent, being open, being honest what happened and what we're going to do to fix it. We didn't lose a single owner from that experience. They were all made whole, of course. And we were stronger and tighter controls because of it.
So a couple of follow-ups there. How did you guys go out and raise money? Like who wants to throw into the pot for, an environment where money was just stolen internally?
Yeah. So it was worked with a local attorney. We put together a raise document, and I went out to folks I know. So it was friends and family. And actually, it was 2 of our owners as well. Turned around and made the biggest investment, believing in myself, what we were doing different, and where we were going to take the business.
Was it just a debt note? Is it, convertible into equity? Like kind of how'd you structure it?
Just debt note.
Just net. Okay. And then what did the communications with the owners look like during this time?
The moment we realized it, we immediately sent an email out and told them what we were going to do. And we are going to get back to you the next day with a plan. And we kept every commitment that we put in place at that moment when we were going to answer them, how they were going to get paid, the structure to get them paid. And there were phone calls, but there weren't as many as I expected, partly because here's what we're going to do. And this should happen anytime there's a bigger than a hiccup, but anytime there's a setback or hiccup is here's what happened. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. And then meet those obligations or those commitments that you said. And we did that. And there's a lot of communication going on.
What was the timeline from when you discovered the problem to when you had a plan in place?
So we discovered the problem, and the plan in place was maybe 2 weeks. It wasn't something that you could wait on, right? Yeah. We needed to pay out owners the following month. And so we needed to have a plan in place really, really quickly. And that was 2023. I wasn't quite there. I didn't know how much I could use it to take care of things with me or to help me. And so it was all me and attorney and accountant and so forth, trying to work all that out. From there, it was about 4 months of raising funds. And then we were okay from that point forward.
Mm. Do you feel comfortable saying more about how you discovered the problem?
The person suddenly disappeared from communications, and he was somebody that always talked to us constantly, and he wasn't local. That's another catch there. And so we started diving into, where is he? What's going on? We heard that he was picked up been arrested for something else. And that caused us to go, hold on, and immediately start looking into every account, every connection, every conversation, so forth.
Wow. Oh, so painful. But go ahead. You got more you want to say there, Smitty?
No, painful is that's a fair way to put it. Both, like I said, professionally, and I get it. It's business. You could just say, "Oh, it happens. Move on. Owners will get over it, etc." But I took it personal. I took it personal, the betrayal, but I also took personal. These folks trust me to take care of their property, to also pay them when they're supposed to be paid. My staff requires, payroll, and it was a tough time period. Yeah.
What are some controls that you've put in place from this painful experience?
My accounting team can see bank balances. They can't make internal transfers even. Nobody can move money around on the bank accounts. Nobody can sign checks. I maybe a bad habit, but I look at the bank account every single morning, and I know that's folks have said, yeah, that's going to be your hardest thing is trusting people again. I said, yeah, okay, so be it.